We're smoking something tonight. I just don't know. We're smoking some food tonight. Welcome to TNT Homesteading. Join us as we spend our first full year here on our 10-acre off-grid homestead. Hey y'all, welcome to TNT Homesteading. This is Terry. So we've been busy. Over the weekend we went and saw my sister and my nephew in a play, A Christmas Carol. And it was a great play and it was awesome to see them. Then later that same day, we took our daughter and her family to a Christmas thing near Tulsa and just had a great time doing that. Yesterday was church. Did a little bit of stuff around here. Trimmed my beard because it was getting crazy. And moved some compost and I'm trying to think. There was another thing or two I think I did, but nothing major. So I got that stuff going on. I've got the day off today and I'm going to take advantage of it. It's beautiful, sunny. It's a little chilly this morning. It's supposed to get into the low 50s, I believe, today, so that's not too bad. I'm sure before the end of the day is over, I will be sweating and this jacket will not be on. I'm going to start the day off, though, by working on a grill. We used to do a lot of smoking. I had an electric smoker. Had a couple of them and we used it a lot and we'd wear it out and I'd try to fix them. Sometimes I could, sometimes I couldn't. We'd get another one. But when we moved here, I gave it to my daughter and son-in-law because it was an electric smoker. And for some people, that's blasphemy, but it worked really well for me. I would plug it in, I would set my temperature, I would add my wood chips, and I would be able to do other stuff while I was smoking the food. Worked great. Turned out great every time. So we loved it. But here with our solar panels, electricity, I don't really want a whole lot that's just electric. So we gave them that. But we like smoke food. We miss smoke food. We have an intention of building a smoker. I plan on building a hot box or a firebox and a smoking hot box right next to that so we can take the hot smoke and smoke things there. And then I also intend to put a pipe in to a different box, to a cold box, so we can smoke things like cheese and the like there. But we don't want to build it here. Not next to the cabins, and eventually we plan to build a house on the other side of this 10 acres. So we don't want the smoker here. We'd rather have it over there. So what we decided to do after Thanksgiving, we got a propane smoker. I realize propane smokers put off a water vapor, so it's not necessarily as good as the drier smokes like the electric or just your normal wood fire like most people do. But that takes more time and attention and than we really have. So we got this Masterbuilt smoker. Again, I've used Masterbuilt before and that was what my electric was. So we've got this Masterbuilt smoker and I'm going to get it unboxed this morning. I'm going to get it set up. I'm going to heat it up because every one I've ever had's always had some sort of oils on the inside. And I like to get them all off before we put anything in there. And we may smoke some hot wings later tonight. We're smoking something tonight. I just don't know. We're smoking some food tonight. I just don't know what kind. So probably some hot wings, but we'll see. So something else I've done today is I'm also currently making a loaf of bread. Third loaf of bread here. So I'm excited about that. The first loaf was almost perfect, except for I burnt the bottom. I almost burnt the top, but I did burn the bottom. Cutting the bottom off, it was delicious. One of the best loaves I've ever made, except for the burnt bottom. Second loaf, it could have used a little more cooking, a few more coals under and on top, but it wasn't bad either. So I've got my third loaf starting right now. It's rising. So I've got a couple of fires going. I've got one inside the cabin, which I don't know if there'll be any useful coals there. Probably not. But I've got one over there in our seating area. and trying to get some coals for that. So I've got that going. And then this morning I've started my first ever sourdough starter. I followed Melissa K. Norris for years and years and years, and I like a lot of the stuff she does. I've used a lot of her recipes, and she was talking about her sourdough starters and how to make them. So that's what I'm following. I'm going to have a separate video talking about that. It takes, I think she said, I'm going from memory here, so I could be wrong. From start, after 5 days, you actually have sourdough starter, but it's not going to be ready for a loaf of bread yet for another 3 weeks. So a total of 28 days. So it's going to be a little bit before that video comes out, because I want to wait until I've got it to there probably. We'll see. Got the 4 legs on, 3 screws each. Put the face plate on, and it's in. This was the burner. It slides on here. I'll bolt that in, and then this is the electronic ignition, which will just slide in there. It's not slid in yet. I need both hands. So far it's been really easy to put together. I'm not having any issues at all yet. There's always yet. Well, that's all on the bottom. We interrupt this putting together of the smoker to bake some bread. Now we wait. Should be about 36 minutes. If I was in an oven, it would be 36 minutes. On this, I don't know. I'll come back and check it in a little bit. I want to make sure that I don't have too many coals on it. Since I just scooping them out of the fire and sticking them there. I've got some underneath and some on top. There's some really cool apps if you like Dutch oven cooking and you use the briquettes. You know, you can get those going, and then they'll tell you to get 350 degrees, you need, 5 briquettes on the bottom and 7 on the top, or whatever it is. I've used those back in the day, and now for years I've just shoveled and called it good. But that's usually for other things. Cooking bread's a little more tricky than like a casserole or a cobbler or something like that. So finishing the rest of this up was really easy. Put a handle on both sides. They screwed in the door with 2 handles. A thermometer through with a wing nut. And these just slide in. One of the things I really like about that is there's extra holes so you can adjust your spacing. And then the racks themselves have these little guides on the front and the back on both sides for sliding in. I was right about this being the drip tray. Well, I always called it a drip tray, but they called it a water tray. And it slides in just like that. And this is for wood chips. Oop. And it goes right, yep, it goes right above the burner. And there you have it. Obviously I need to put it somewhere level. The last thing is a grease trap. I tried to show it to you, but it didn't do anything. So it goes in sideways once I find the thing, and then you turn it. And so it's real easy to get to get any of the grease drippings. But there you go. Now I just need to hook this thing up to some propane and read the instructions on seasoning it. I think it was a couple of different burns. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. Let me check on the bread. Oh, it's doing really good. Bottom's doing well. supposed to go for another 16 minutes. I think I'll come check it in another 10. It didn't rise, well, it rose really well, but I don't know if you've noticed, but it sort of went sideways. I don't have a bread pan that'll fit in here. I would sort of like to keep an eye out for one that might fit in this Dutch oven, or get a bigger Dutch oven that my other cast iron bread pan will fit inside. We did also put a little rack on the bottom of this so the bread wasn't sitting directly on the bottom of the Dutch oven. That way it would act more like an oven and radiate the heat around it. I didn't think it would work. I thought it would fall through even with the parchment paper there, but my wife said she thought it would work, so we tried it and it looks like she's right, which is awesome. So far it's looking really good. It's not as tall as I'd like, but until I can get a bread pan, I don't know. I did notice that the smoker will go to 400 degrees, and to bake bread you just need 350. So that might be a possibility too, though it might put off, even if we're not putting wood chips in it, it might put off a smoky flavor. So I wouldn't try it for guests, but I'll definitely be trying it for me. All right, I lit the smoker. I've got it on medium at the moment. I didn't bother soaking these wood chips. Supposed to let it go for about an hour, so we'll let it do that. Well, that was about as perfect timing as you could get. Just as the timer went off, I'm ready for check the bread again. Oh, that looks great. That looks great. Bottom looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and let it have its last 6 minutes. All right, it's been 36 minutes. Let's check on it. That looks good. You can see I had a slight hot spot, but not enough to burn it, thanks to the paper. I think I'm going to give it 2 more minutes. I rotated it. I'm not sure you noticed. All right. I can't ask for anything better. Like I said, it's not as tall as I would like it, but that's expected considering I didn't have it in a bread pan that would let it rise like it will. I have one tree I'd sort of like to take down, and I'd sort of like to do that today. And that's the tree right there. About a little over a year ago, I knew it was dead, but for the only way for me to cut that tree down was to drop it down the driveway. And so I held off doing anything. And then one time we came home, or came back here, and it was leaning like that. So it's not going anywhere, at least not for a while. So I really didn't give it any much thought. It's standing dead wood. That oak has been dead for a couple of years, so I'm really hoping it's not full of termites. But that should be a really nice dry tree. But for safety's sake, even if it's not, that needs to come down. All right, hopefully you can hear me. I've got the chainsaw going and the lawnmower going also. I'm getting their motors warmed up. But it's been an hour, and basically at this point, I shut it down and let it cool completely, and then I do this again, but only for like 20 minutes. So that was easy. I just heard the gas turn off. So I've got this bed about as full as I brought a whole bunch over. Some of that new stuff that's mostly dry, I brought it over here and cut it pretty much everything into thirds because of the stove we have. Both of them are just so small, and you can put one log in there or you can put 2, and I've found that they tend to burn better when you've got more than just one log. So anyway, let me go see if this will fill up those 2 containers. But it's done. It's been on high. It's almost at 450 degrees, but again, today's relatively warm. And we're done. So she's seasoned, ready to go. I know my wife got some wings, so we can make some wings. Also got some fish we can smoke, and breakfast sausage. Oh, if you've never had breakfast sausage, take your favorite breakfast sausage and stick it in the smoker. That's it. That's it. It's delicious. Slice it. It's so good. It's really good, even like the next day. Well, it's good fresh, but I also love taking it, slicing it, chop it up into bits, and put it in scrambled eggs for a breakfast burrito with that smoked sausage. Oh, is really good. I think next up though, see about getting that tree down. See how dry that wood really is. Well, that was fun. Did a little bit of cleanup underneath the tree because I didn't know what it was going to be doing. So I wanted to make sure if I had to get near it, it wasn't going to get caught up with debris or anything like that. It's just always actually a good idea when you're falling any tree. But, well, you saw it. It came down sort of wonky, but that was expected with the way it was leaning. It's busted. But it looks good. It's not as heavy as I would expect, but this is going to be some really nice dry wood. All right, but now it's down. Time to get it cleaned up. All right, I got it all in the truck because it made sense to put it in the truck. That's actually quite a bit of wood there. The only stuff I'm really concerned about is that right there. There's a little bit here. The rest of it though is good, usable. Time to buck and split and stack. It's 3:30, I think. 3. So we'll see how much I get done before dark. I'm getting tired and it's only 3:50. So I've got a good portion from the bed of the truck done. I've got it bucked, I've got it split, and don't have it stacked anywhere. This was what was usable of that bottom portion of the tree. I got a few pieces right over there that I may burn in the burn pit, and I've got a few pieces in the burn pile that will just burn there. Anyway, I'm going to go stack these. And again, it's 3:50 and I'm planning on smoking dinner, so I think what I'll probably do is call it quits and hopefully get some time this week right after work to do a little bit of this. It's always something to work on, and I love it. Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye. And just in case you thought I forgot, the bread is delicious.